Carlos, can you just take us through what went into the decision to take Peterson out after 90 pitches there?
Yeah, look, I mean, since the seventh inning, he was going batter to batter, especially with all the righties that were there. Once, he got through the seventh with the lefty leading off, I knew, again, he was going to be batter to batter. Causer got him there going the other way, and, once you get to the eighth inning, I had Stanek ready. It just didn't happen today.
When you say you had him going batter to batter, even though he was so pitch efficient, was there a limit coming into the game today? Did you guys want to limit him at all?
No, not really. And again, in understanding that they had the lefties ready to go at any time. So whether it was the seventh against Brazovan or the eighth against Stanek, but it was just one of those where, we felt like against the righties there, especially once he gets through the seventh and then goes back out for the eighth. We turn it over to our guys, and we didn't get the job done today.
Stanek has had a few of these lately, and today really had trouble finding the strike zone, only 11 strikes, 31 pitches. When he loses the zone like that, what do you see from him?
Yeah, I feel like when he's at his best, obviously he's getting strike one and then getting chases with, whether the fastball at the top, the slider, the split. Today he left, a slider down and in on Henderson, and he's just kind of like get behind hitters, and he's not able not only to get the fastball for strikes, but just the secondary pitches are not very effective.
So, not to belabor the issue, but with the All-Star break coming up, why was it batter to batter for Peterson as early as the seventh there?
I mean, you're already in the eighth inning, 90 pitches, so, he did his part. I mean, we can sit here and talk about it all we want. At the end of the day, we didn't execute offensively, so.
What's Winker's situation?
Back locked up after the first at-bat, Pre-game, he was fine. Went through his pre-game routine, he was fine, and they just after the first at bat came in and said that he's back locked up. So,
is he going to go for an MRI? Right?
Yeah, we're going to send him to New York.
Do you think this is an IL thing?
Potentially, yeah.
Carlos, how encouraging was it to see Mark Vientos get a few hits there coming into the game late?
Yeah, it was good to see. Got a couple of hits. Hits a ball hard. One off the ball. He's a good hitter. He's just going through it. Hopefully, that game kind of gets him going. So.
Yooker was lifted out there 2 at-bats on Tuesday. Was he also experiencing some issue though?
No, he was fine. Yeah, he was fine.
What did you see from the offense, just collectively?
Yeah, I mean, look, our situational hitting, we didn't execute. We had runner at second base with nobody out, I don't know, probably 4 times, and we didn't get the guy over. I think that's, that's the game right there. When you create traffic and you're not only not able to get the big hit, but just get the guy over, and we have a few chances in the first inning, and we had the right guys. Morton executed against Soto, executed against Pete, made him chase. We didn't get the job done.
Who started game 2?
Waddell's going.
David, Carlos was just saying that even in the seventh, you were going batter to batter there. Were you surprised that was the case, given how pitch efficient you were?
No, I mean, Mendy pulled me aside after the sixth, and he just said, "Look, I'm going to be aggressive, tight game." And I understood the situation, and so he said, "Let's go batter to batter, see how you go." And I tried to make sure that I told him that I felt good and I still had plenty in the tank. And so yeah, that was kind of the plan through the seventh. And then he said same thing with the eighth. We'll just go batter to batter and see what happens.
That being said, you were pitch efficient. You were excellent again today. What were you able to do so well against them?
Yeah, I think just being on the same page with Louie, having a good game plan, and being able to execute pitches. Felt like it was good at the beginning of the game to get some quick outs, quick swings in the first couple pitches. And yeah, I think just being able to, like you said, be efficient, be in the zone, get ahead of hitters, and make them swing the bat.
When Causer gets on in the eighth, are you kind of expecting Mendy to come out of the dugout at that point, or are you kind of hoping that?
I mean, I figured because he was the lefty and they had some righties coming up, but I felt like I was in a good spot pitch-wise. I felt great physically, and he kind of just shot the ball the other way, and so I figured maybe give me a chance or come talk to me, see if we can get a double play. But he made it clear that he was going to be aggressive, and so I wasn't really surprised when he came out and signaled to the bullpen.
Best first half ERA of your career. Just looking back at the first half as a whole, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's been good. Played well, and so I think just being able to be a part of helping us be where we're at as a team and help us win every 5-6 days, whatever it is. And that's just one half, so we got another half to go and a long road to the destination we want to get to.
How do you go about this next week, given the All-Star break and the long layoff for you?
Yeah, I think we've had some preliminary talks with Hef and the coaches just about what my throwing is going to look like. But yeah, I'll continue to play catch, and we'll see about a bullpen or something like that in terms of getting some throwing in, and then yeah, get set up for the second half.
Is it tough to have a break given how well you've been pitching?
What?
Is it tough to have a break given how well you're pitching? Just kind of disrupt your rhythm a little bit?
I don't really see it as disrupting the rhythm. You know, it's been a good first half, but obviously I don't know what I'm at now, 19 something like that starts, 18 starts. So yeah, I think it'll be a good break, a good little deload, and then get ready for the final push. So I don't really see it as much of a burden. I'll take advantage of my rest, but also continue to stay sharp and be ready to go when we come back.
Ryne, obviously a tough day finding the strike zone today. When you're having trouble locating pitches, what's going on out there?
Based on what I've seen so far, like I just got pretty rotational, wasn't really staying on line. Beyond that, it was more that than anything else.
What does that cause your pitches to do?
It just causes like east-west misses as opposed to like north-south misses. Yeah, I just wasn't able to kind of find my rhythm and kind of get in sync with my body right now or today. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Gunner's obviously a great hitter. What specifically were you trying to do in that at bat?
What's that?
Gunner's obviously a great hitter. What were you trying to do specifically in that?
And that's it on that pitch. I was trying to drive a slider, bottom rail and below. Missed a little bit in, and like you said, he's a good hitter and made me pay for it. Other than that, that's pretty much my whole thought process there. I was trying to throw that slider down below and get it below and get some either weak contact or a swing and miss.
How would you assess your first half of the season?
Besides a couple ugly ones, I feel like I've thrown the ball pretty well. I think the one, like as a reliever, like the games where it's like you give up a crooked number kind of skew your numbers pretty hard. Obviously, walking 4 guys a day is not good. That's gonna obviously skew things too as well. I think overall just trying to stay away from the big ugly ones is more conducive just to putting up overall good numbers. But I mean, you just go out there and you try to execute. Today I didn't do a very good job of that, and just be ready to take the ball tomorrow.